Hey taxi, how much will it cost for you to drive me to the Super 8? Just $10. And how much for my bag? Oh, you don't have to pay for the bags. Okay, take my bag and I'll meet you there. Gross habits that are actually good for you. Burping after you eat a meal is actually good for your stomach because it helps relieve it of air. When you bite your nails, you consume some of the bacteria that's on them. This makes your immune system start producing white blood cells, which helps fight bacteria. Studies showed that kids who suck on their thumbs or bite their nails are less likely to suffer from allergies. Taking showers washes away your essential oils, which are necessary to protect and hydrate your skin. So it's healthy if you skip showers every once in a while. I like your dress. Really? Yeah, and your lipstick looks amazing. Thank you. Your makeup also looks really good. Aw, thanks. But you're still ugly. Actors that can't stand their movies. Daniel Radcliffe in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. The actor grew up on movie sets because of the 8 Harry Potters through 10 years. But he said he hates the 6th movie because his acting was awful. George Clooney in Batman and Robin. In 1997, Batman and Robin was so unsuccessful that no one made another Batman movie for 8 years. George Clooney decided to apologize to people who watched it, and also Adam West, who played Batman in the 60s. Alec Guinness in Star Wars. He once called Star Wars fairy tale rubbish. He didn't consider Obi-Wan's role to be a serious work, and the dialogue of the character irritated him. He made 2 fat jokes about me yesterday. Pfft, that's a lie. Then why would she remember you making them? Because elephants never forget. Everyday habits that are bad for you. Using your phone before going to bed. Artificial light at night reduces the production of melatonin, which is what helps you fall asleep. Stopping yourself from sneezing. When you try to prevent yourself from sneezing, pressure in your brain increases significantly. The blood flow in your brain is disrupted and your blood vessels and nervous tissues are compressed, which can lead to headaches, damaged vessels, and hearing problems. Leaving food in plastic containers. Lots of plastic containers have artificial chemicals which help them maintain their flexibility. If kept in there for a long time, those substances can get into your food and affect your organs. Guess what? Yesterday I found out that 20 piranhas can strip your flesh in just 15 minutes. Really? That's crazy. But unfortunately I lost my job at the swimming pool. Here's the only way to survive a grenade blast. The first thing you want to do is turn the other direction and get at least 15 feet away. Then lay on your stomach with the bottom of your feet pointing at the grenade. This will reduce your chances of getting hit by the fragments. But if you do get hit, it will be the bottom of your shoes instead of your skin. Now before I tell you what to do if there's a grenade in the water with you, I found this app that tells you your celebrity lookalike, and apparently I look like Marilyn Monroe. If you want to find out who you look like, just press this button on my profile. Now if there's a grenade in the water with you, don't swim deeper, get out. Swimming deeper will cause the blast of the grenade to compress your lungs and cause serious damage. Can I have a cigarette? I thought you quit smoking. I'm in the process of quitting. Right now I'm in the middle of phase 1. What's phase 1? I've quit buying. These secret codes unlock hidden iPhone features. This number makes it so when people call you, it sends them straight to voicemail, and to turn it off, you just type it again. Typing in this makes it so when you phone people, your number won't show up. When you put this followed by somebody's number, your number won't show up only for that one call. Type this in to activate call waiting, which turns this on for when someone calls you when you're already on the phone. To deactivate it, type this. Putting in this lets you check how many missed calls you have. This lets you check the balance of your phone bill, and this tells you how many available minutes you have left. Don't do it, I bet you'll regret it the rest of your life. You dummy, don't say yes! No! Dang, he finally did it! What an idiot! What are you watching? Our wedding. Here's why bees can only sting once. When a bee sticks its stinger into your skin, it releases venom which causes pain and can affect your immune system and skin cells. Bees won't sting unless they feel threatened, but after stinging you, they can't pull their stinger out of your skin, so they have to leave it behind. The stinger contains some of the bee's digestive system, nerves, and muscles which are essential for the bee to live, so they end up not surviving. Hello? Yeah, I'll send him down. Luke? Your mom's here to pick you up for your dentist appointment. This robber showed up to the bank he robbed during a live broadcast. In Minnesota, a man was reporting about a bank being robbed the day before, when an employee ran out of the building behind him and pointed to something in the distance.
Tyler, just 24 hours ago, this bank in What? Oh, that's the robber. This is live TV, folks. That's the robber, just went by, according to the bank employee. So I gotta go here and call 911. I'll talk to you later.
The bank employee ran after him, but he jumped into a van. But because of this, the police were able to track him down and arrest him. It turns out he had robbed the same bank 2 days in a row. To who do you owe your success as a millionaire? I owe everything to my girlfriend. Wow, she must be a great girl. What were you before she came into your life? A billionaire. Here's what would happen if the Queen murdered someone. Whenever someone goes on trial in the UK, it's that person versus the Crown, which means it's the Queen versus you. But the Queen can't prosecute herself, so she could technically get away with murder. Now before I tell you the craziest part, I found this app that lets you prank your friends and family by changing their text messages. Just press this button on my profile if you want to try it too. Legally, no arrest can be made in the Queen's presence without her approving it. So if anyone tried to arrest her, she could just say no. Here's why you should never swallow gum. In 2011, Samantha Jenkins fell into a coma and later died at the age of 19. After her death, her mom found dozens of empty gum packets in her possessions. She felt ridiculous suggesting that it might have something to do with her death, but she thought it was worth mentioning. The doctor later said the cause of death was because of a lack of minerals in her body, which was caused by malabsorption because of the chewing gum in her stomach. I love you. I have a boyfriend. I love you. I just need some time alone. I love you. I have a boyfriend. Bro, I just dropped my phone from the 20th floor. Is it broken? I don't know yet, but good thing I put it on airplane mode. If you see a coin in your car door handle, run and call the police. Thieves have found a sneaky new way to steal vehicles. They put a coin in your car door handle just like this, and if it's on the passenger side, you probably won't notice it. Then when you go to lock your car, it won't lock properly, leaving it unlocked for thieves. They can then follow you home, go inside it, and steal everything, including the car itself. Here's how to tell if your phone is being hacked. Your battery starts to drain quickly. This can happen when there's an unknown app running in the background of your phone. Your phone gets warm. When you're not doing anything on your phone and this happens, that could be another sign that there's something running in the background. Your phone reboots itself, turns off, open apps, and dials phone numbers. Unless your phone's really old, this can mean that somebody's tapping into it. You can't turn off your phone. Instead, your phone starts opening apps, turning up the brightness, volume, and so on. And finally, when you hear echoes during calls and locations that it hasn't happened to you in before.
When I get a new phone, 1 year later, 2 years later,
I'm on a sugar crash, I ain't gonna.
Secret messages hidden in popular logos. Hyundai. Lots of people think the logo is just the first letter of the company, but it also symbolizes a client and a representative of the company shaking hands. Adidas. The logo has 3 stripes that form a triangle. This symbolizes a mountain, which represents the challenges all athletes have to overcome day after day. Toyota. The logo is actually a needle with a thread passing through it to represent their past, because they used to make weaving machines. However, the individual parts of the logo also spell out the company's name. Why are you praying in my class? My mom told me I should pray before sleeping. Here's the only way to survive a crocodile attack. Crocodiles have the strongest jaws on the planet and they kill around 1,000 people every year. If you see a crocodile while you're in the water, you need to stay calm and slowly swim away. If it's still chasing you when you get out of the water, you need to scream and run in zigzags. This will confuse the crocodile and it will eventually leave you alone. Now before I tell you what to do if it already has you in its jaw, I found this app that lets you prank your friends and family by changing their text messages. If you want to try it too, just press this button on my profile. Now if it already has you in its jaw, you need to punch the eyes. This will stun the crocodile and it'll let you go. Give me all your money, otherwise you'll be chemistry. Don't you mean history? Don't change the subject. Here's the only way to survive if you're buried alive. First, you need to stay calm and slow down your breathing to preserve oxygen. Then lift your shirt up and tie it in a knot to protect yourself from dirt. Now with something hard like a belt buckle, a ring, or a rock, you need to break the coffin. Now use your hands to push the dirt to your feet so you can sit up, then climb out. How long is the flight from London to New York? Just a minute. Thank you. She said a minute. What? Bad habits that are actually good for you. Sleeping in. Waking up when your body tells you to wake up rather than your alarm keeps your metabolism up, which means you could eat more food without gaining weight. And people who undersleep are more likely to eat larger portions of junk food. Complaining. Always looking at the bright side of life won't necessarily make you a happier person, but being realistic about the good and bad parts of your life has shown to be better for your mental health. Being messy. People who are messy tend to be more creative, and they found to be 36% more efficient than people who are neat. Dust mites have a hard time living in messy conditions like an unmade bed, so it can also be a good thing for people with allergies.
How I act when my parents are sleeping. How my parents act when I'm sleeping.
Easter eggs you didn't notice in Frozen 2. In this scene, Elsa was playing with toys made out of snow. The one she's holding in her hand isn't just any elephant. It's actually Dumbo. And then right here on the ground is Baymax from Big Hero 6. And next to it is the super dog from the movie Bolt. And lastly, next to Anna is the Princess Snow White. Hey dear, there's a... Stop it. One shall not speak while we're eating. If you say so. Now tell me, what were you saying? Nothing. There's just a cockroach in your burger. Secret messages hidden in popular logos. In Baskin-Robbins, the B and the R also have the number 31 to represent how many flavors they have. In the Tour de France logo, the O, U, and the R are shaped as someone riding a bike. The bottom of the Levi's logo is the same shape as the pockets on their jeans. The coat of arms of Bern, which is where Toblerone chocolate is made, has a bear on it. And so does the logo. The tire company Continental has the C and the O shaped as a tire. Now before I tell you the craziest one, I found this app that tells you your celebrity lookalike. Just press this button on my profile if you want to try it too. The reason the Apple logo has a bite in it is so people wouldn't mistake it as a cherry. Hey, what are you doing right now? Phoning the most beautiful girl in the world. Aw, that's sweet. Yeah, but she's not answering, so I'm phoning you. 5 things the Queen has never been able to do. The Queen isn't allowed to grow long nails. She also has to keep her hair neat, and if she wants to wear makeup, it must look natural. The Queen isn't allowed in public without a bodyguard. Each member of the family has up to 5 highly trained armed officers while they're out in public. The Queen can't choose who she wants to speak with at formal dinners. The rule is she must begin speaking with the person on her right, then switch to the person on her left. The Queen has never been allowed to sign her autograph. The whole royal family has been banned from signing autographs for fans in case their signature gets forged later on. And finally, one of the most strict rules is how she's allowed to sit. In particular, she isn't allowed to cross her legs. The Queen must keep her knees together while tilting her legs to the sides. Hey, what's wrong? I'm sick of your comments about my weight. I'm leaving you. But what about our child? What child? So you're not pregnant? 3 things Disneyland doesn't want you to know. For a long time, there's been a rumor that some of the bones on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride are from real human skeletons. In 2014, a writer asked an employee about the rumor as he was getting off the ride, and she said the skeleton sitting above the bed in the treasure room contains a real human skull. Underneath Disneyland, there's a massive system of underground tunnels. One of the purposes for the tunnels is to keep the magic alive by hiding the characters when they're not supposed to be seen. Emergency vehicles also use the tunnels to get to their patient while trying to be unseen by the public so they don't kill the vibe. Disneyland strategically releases a vanilla scent through smellitizers which look like speakers. They do this because the scent is proven to calm people down, and it also makes them hungry so they'll spend more money on food. At the main entrance, they use the smell of popcorn. The Haunted Mansion is made to smell musty, and at the Pirates of the Caribbean, they release the scents of wet wood and sea salt. How much do the potatoes cost? $2 each. And the bag? The bag's free. Okay, give me the bag. What to do if someone's following you on the street. First, start to walk faster, then make 4 right turns in a row. You'll now be in the same spot you started off, and if they're still behind you, then that confirms that they're actually following you. Whatever you do, don't go home, because then they will know where you live. If someone's walking towards you, start talking to them like they're your friend. Tell them someone's following you and ask if they could walk with you to a more public street until you find another way home. Before I tell you what to do if there's no one on the street to help you, I found this app that tells you your celebrity lookalike. Just press this button on my profile to try it and comment who you get. Remove your jacket and put your hair down so it's harder for them to grab you. Then pretend you forgot something by patting your pockets and say, I forgot my wallet. After you say that, start walking faster in the opposite direction to a busy street. They won't follow you into a busy street and probably won't run after someone who doesn't have their wallet. Hey Mom, what was that loud noise outside? There's a big storm outside and it's raining really hard. Can you close all the windows? Yeah, sure. 10 mind-blowing examples of the Mandela effect. The Monopoly Man never had a monocule on his eye. The monkey Curious George never had a tail. The end of Pikachu's tail was never black. Jiffy's peanut butter was never a thing, it's just Jif. One of C-3PO's legs is actually silver. Double stuffed Oreo cookies are spelled with one F. The word fruit in Fruit Loops was never spelled with two O's. The Flintstones is actually spelled with two T's. The Bernstein Bears is actually the Berenstain Bears. And finally, there's never been a hyphen in between the word Kit Kat. Officer, I need your help. What is it, ma'am? Yesterday my husband went to the grocery store to buy potatoes, but he hasn't come home yet. Then why don't you cook something else? Here's the dumbest things bought by billionaires. Saudi Prince Amir bought a Mercedes covered in 300,000 diamonds. It took 13 experts 2 weeks to attach them and it cost $4.8 million. Data Fugue bought a shirt made entirely out of gold. It has over 14,000 pieces of 22 karat gold weighing 7 pounds. And it cost him $250,000. Finally, Kanye West spent just under $1 million on 4 gold-plated toilets for his mansion. All these people on Instagram are rich. Do you want to know how to make lots of money on Instagram? Yeah, of course! It's really easy. Really? How? Please tell me. Go to your account settings, deactivate your account, and get a job. That bully stole my girlfriend's number. Really? What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. The idiot's sending romantic messages to his sister. I've called you like 10 times. Why haven't you been answering? I can explain. Then explain. I like my ringtone. 5 illegal things you've done before. Using a fake name online, whether it's for Instagram, an online game, or a survey. You could be charged for the federal crime of hacking, which is 5 to 20 years in prison. Watching movies on free websites. Unless it's a paid service like Netflix, most free websites won't have a license to the show or movie. Connecting to a public Wi-Fi. If you've connected to an unprotected Wi-Fi that isn't a restaurant, then it's illegal because you're using a service that someone else is paying for. Using social media when you're underage. To use apps like Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube, you legally have to be 13 or older. And for WhatsApp, you have to be 16 or older. Finally, sharing subscription passwords with friends. In 2016, a law was made that you need permission from the website before sharing your password or else it's illegal. Five advertising tricks they don't want you to know. In commercials, they place cardboard in between each pancake to make them look better. And because syrup absorbs quickly, they use engine oil. Ice cream melts quickly under hot studio lights, so instead they use colored mashed potatoes. In commercials for milk, coffee, and beer, they add a liquid soap. It creates a stable foam that looks more appealing. Unlike whipped cream, shaving cream doesn't melt, so they use it on desserts in commercials and movies. Now before I tell you the craziest one, I found this addicting new shooter game. There's tons of weapons to collect, a bunch of different heroes to unlock, and insane boss fights. Just press the button on my profile to get it. Finally, cereal quickly soaks into milk and sinks to the bottom. So they replace the milk with glue so the cereal stays on top and doesn't get soggy. What happened? Why are you so sad? My girlfriend broke up with me. How come? It's all because of you. What? How? You told me to get her a chain for her birthday. Did you give her one with fake gold? No, I gave her a bicycle chain. Here's what would happen if Earth lost gravity for 5 seconds. Everything would become weightless and nothing would be held in place. But instead of floating in air like you were in space, you would be like a fast-moving tumbleweed. Not just humans, but everything including buildings, vehicles, trees, and water. This is because the Earth would still be spinning, unlike if you were in space. The Earth's atmosphere would also disappear, resulting in a drastic change in air pressure causing everyone's eardrums to rupture. And lastly, without an atmosphere, there would be no oxygen on Earth. Here's things that are bigger than you thought. Here's how big a traffic light is compared to a human. Here's a polar bear's paw compared to a human hand. Traffic signs are actually really big. Here's a regular sized moose compared to vehicles. Here's how big the Titanic is compared to a modern cruise ship. Here's how big a tornado is compared to a wind turbine. And here's how big the blade of a wind turbine is compared to a human. There was a big snowstorm last night, so they closed the schools. Woohoo! I'm going back to sleep. Who used their time away from school productively? I did. Really? What did you do? I prayed for more snow. Here's the dark theory about Mr. Krabs. Since he's the only crab in Bikini Bottom, fans believe that he killed the rest of them to make Krabby Patties. In this episode, when Plankton and Mr. Krabs were fighting over the Krabby Patty secret formula, he accidentally ripped off the part that said crab meat is the secret ingredient. In an episode where Mr. Krabs takes a bite out of a Krabby Patty, he said, "Oh, so that's what I taste like." This is why Mr. Krabs was scared when the food inspector came. And they also believe this is why the Krusty Krab is shaped as a crab trap. Hey mom, since it's Friday, can you get pizza before you come home? Yeah, I guess. Oh, and can I go to my friend's house later? That's fine with me, just ask your father. Can you ask him? Fine. Hey dad, can I ask you a question? What? Where's mom? 5 reasons why people think the first moon landing was fake. If Neil Armstrong was the first person on the moon, then who took the picture? Here's a picture of Neil Armstrong's boots on display, and here's a picture of his footprint on the moon. They also wonder how the flag is up if there's no wind on the moon. They think the picture was taken in a studio because there's no stars in the sky. And because he's in a shadow but he's all lit up, people think they used a studio light to take the picture. I keep getting asked how to prank people by changing their text messages, so I'm gonna show you. Just click the button on my profile, then press texting prank and download it. Then open up iMessage and click the flame on the bottom. There's 20 messages to choose from and you could even customize your own. Here's an example. One time my mom said, "Can you do your chores?" I said, "Can you do them for me?" And she said no. But I changed her message to yes and said thank you.